Rabbits, Pennsylvania, and I have a auto body shop where we restore a lot of antique cars and have to make parts and stuff, and some of the old antique cars had rope seals. So I devised this system. I was awake and worried about this thing and could down there in the Gulf, and thought if I had the job, how would I go about closing that well off? And I come up with this idea. I'll explain it to you. This thing has a hinge on top. You see the orange up here? This is hinged, so this thing can be lowered down and wrapped around the pipe and locked on hydraulically. With a hydraulic system like this runs from hydraulic hose. This would be locked on hydraulically. All right, these rods that you see here, let me give you a quick demo here. I'm going to back this out. These rods will be titanium rods, and they'll be about 2.5 inches to 3 inches in diameter. And on the end of them, we will have a machine shop make a drill bit out of it. So it'll be a self-tapping type unit. On the end here, what you'll see is you'll see a drill bit end on it, and then it'll drop down in size like this does, and then it'll be threaded so that these are pre-made, and all this stuff will be attached, and it'll have a drill on each one. Will have a drill on it. I've only got a couple drills, but there's underwater hydraulic drills, and it'll start at this position here, and let's just pretend now that we're going to start to drill into the pipe, okay? All right, let's just pretend that we just drilled through the pipe. Now we're going to continue to cross to the other side of the pipe on a 45 to possibly a 60-degree angle downward towards the flow of the oil. And we're going to go, and these are color coded. We're going to go till the trigger has a power shut off. Now that rod just hit the other side of this wall. So inside, what you're going to see is a system, something like you cross your fingers like this. So you'll have we're creating a clogging point. And here's a little visual of what, if you see that there, that's a clogging thing that I made up just to show you. And we put string in it. And as you can see, I packed that string. That string is all packed in there. And then I'm going to hook water pressure up to show you what'll happen. And you probably already know what's going to happen. I got full water pressure on it right now, and there's just a couple of little dribbles coming out of there. So it shows you how you can shut off that kind of pressure, and that's what the oil is shooting out like. And you can see we can cut it off with this type system. Now here's what is called an inserter. I've designed it that oil will catch it. I have an invention to insert the rod with this rope. That's 22,600 pound test, 11 ton. This truck right here, my truck, this rope is big, could pick up 3 of these trucks and a car. That's how strong this rope is, and it's real flexible. So when it gets jammed up in the pipe, it all becomes a real good seal when the pressure gets against it. And you're going to have about 4 or 5 feet of this inside the pipe. Inside here, this will come up here, the rope all begins to tangle up, and it just backs up inside the pipe till the pressure coming up here forces that seal to close off the oil. Now the pressure then begins to be put on the outer walls like a kid gets between 2 doors. Hold yourself up. It's a definite cut-off system, and I know we can cut off oil on this now for you. And I'm inserting the nylon rope. We just about have it completed. And this is just a pretend inserter. We're just doing it by hand. And we're going to crank up the pump and let you see what happens with the rope being inserted. Like I say, this is the rope that we're doing. Getting slower all the time. Slowing down. Okay. She's getting slower and slower all the time. You hear the floater's under stress. You can see it's under pressure. Got pressure on her now. She's closing down. Solid as a rock. Normally that's flat, like that. There's probably, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of pressure on her right now. We got that baby where she's just about, I can just barely see it coming out now. Just concerned about the wildlife out there in the ocean. There's 21 different species of whales in the Gulf. And a lot of people didn't know that. Takes in a lot of porpoise in that family, but 21 different species. I read that in a Mississippi Outdoor magazine when I was down in Biloxi, Mississippi. And we've been on 3 TV stations with it so far and a talk show in Texas. So I just can't give it up. We got to go a little further. I know this is an absolute fix.